Y'all will never believe what this is. Looks like a little loafing shed, doesn't it? That's because it is now. That there was my very first welding shop. I just recently put tin on this end, and where you just saw where it's all open on that taller side, that was all closed off and this was open, and that's where I parked my 95, my first welding truck, and that's where I started to build my first welding bed for my 06 Dodge, my second welding truck, first bed I ever built. Well, I guess technically I built one before that. Long story short, I started building a welding bed in that shop there. I just done that. I just moved that tin, but I didn't even think about filming it for a video until I was almost done with it. So that's what brought me to make this video and share with you my very first welding shop. To give a little history on this thing, whenever I built this, I was probably 18 or 19 years old, somewhere in that range. I was working full-time at Stillwater Steel there in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and putting together a welding truck, doing some welding on the side and whatnot. If I remember, I wanted a covered space to start building the welding bed in, or really any projects, but I mean, that was one of the projects that I wanted to do, but I didn't have a shop. Now, at the time of me building this, we were living at Kayla's grandma's rent house in Stillwater while Kayla was going to school at OSU. So I knew I didn't want to fasten it to the ground. I knew I wanted it to be portable. I wanted to be able to take it with me wherever we ended up going, which is why it's here, which is why there's some dents in the tin on the backside, because it did take a tumble 2 or 3, 4 years ago. It was down here at the barn. The high winds here in Oklahoma tipped it over. And anyway, so like I said, I wanted it to be portable. I've been racking my brains about how I built this thing. I couldn't remember. I definitely didn't build it how I would build it now as far as the way to go about it. But you also have to keep in mind, I didn't have a tractor. I didn't have any forklift. I didn't have any kind of lifting apparatus. I literally built this thing off of a ladder by myself. I think it seemed like I had, maybe my buddy Cayman, or I don't know if Cayman watches these videos, but if you watch, call me or text me, man. Let me know if you help me. I want to say I had help at least one time on the, getting some of this top pipe up. But I built a lot of it by myself off of a ladder. I just remember being hell bent on getting a covered structure because I wanted to be able to work out of the weather. So anyway, this is a 20 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot on the tall side and 9 foot on the short side. I built it all out of 2 7/8 oil filled pipe, and I did not build it how I would build something today. I believe from looking at it, my memory's not that good, but from looking at it and thinking of how I would build it without any equipment and whatnot, I think I built this bottom part, this bottom frame, and then I stood up all these posts, and then I connected the posts. I put a 2 7/8 run on that side, 2 7/8 run in the middle, connecting these 2 posts or columns, and then I done the same down here. And then I ran my 3-inch C-purlin, ran some 3-inch C-purlin this way, and then I ran 1, 2, 3, 4 purlin this way, laying flat, which nowadays I always stand it up, so you only have 1.5 inches to hit instead of 3 inches, but it's stronger. C-purlin standing up stronger. So anyway, and then like I said, this was covered, and then I had 2 doors on this end, and my 95 could fit in here barely, but I do remember wanting to be able to fit my 95 in here because that was the only welding truck I had at the time. And the doors, I mean, it barely, like if the doors were shut and you were in here with my 95, there was like scooting distance, I don't even know if I could walk around the back. If I remember right, I couldn't even hardly walk around the back, but it fit. I could lock it up if I wanted to. So the pipe at the time, I think I got off of Craigslist, same with the tin. Knowing what I know now, this is actually decking. It has concrete flakes on it. Back then I didn't know why, I didn't care. I just wanted cheap tin, to build this thing super affordable. But yeah, here it is. I'm gonna take you guys to the farm now to show you the doors that were on this thing, and then the little logo that Kayla had cut out for me at the time, my arosswelding logo, and I put it on one of the doors that are down there. So pretty neat, pretty neat. I'm glad I'm able to share it with you guys. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I did cut a window in here for a little ventilation. After all, it's a weld shop. I wanted a little bit of ventilation. show you a little detail shot before we head down to the barn. I set this 3-inch purlin, it may be hard to see on film, but on top like this, and I just coped it around my 2 7/8. Same way I did here, just coped it. Just because your channel running the 3-inch way is stronger, which is why I'm confused at why I laid it flat on top. But I'm telling you, I don't know what my thinking process was at 18 years old. Or I guess I kind of know. Like I said a second ago, all I cared was that I had a covered space to work out of the weather. That's all I cared about. For old time's sake, let's take the old 95 first welding truck. Just put a new starter on her, a couple new batteries. Coffee's in there waiting on me. Oh, and a fresh change of oil. It really makes me sad to see this thing in rough shape, you know, as far as the paint and stuff. But I do try to take good care of her, you know. Fresh oil, new starter, new batteries. Listen to how easy she fires up. Ooh, oh, and a new fuel filter. This whole thing is a pain to prime versus these new trucks. I can't remember if these got blown off whenever the shop toppled over. They probably did, because once I show you a close-up of these hinges, again, it's crazy looking back at like the experience, because I don't do stuff like this now. I was just throwing it together. I was in a hurry. Just a number of things, you know. So anyway, they probably fell off. It's very, very, very janky the way these were mounted. But let me try to turn this over so you can see the cutout that Kayla got for me to put on the door one year for my birthday or something. There you have it. This was my first logo. That's actually a saddled piece of pipe. This is what it's supposed to be. If you haven't been on the Arosswelding website, we have some original caps that I got made that have this logo on them. There's my latch situation. I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing. I barely even remember doing all this. It is plumb crazy. Okay, let me show you my embarrassing hinge apparatus. But you know what? You gotta start somewhere. It looks like I built the whole door out of 2-inch, probably, I'm guessing 14 gauge, because they don't weigh too terribly much. So I'd assume that's 14 gauge. Then I ran some 3-inch purlin in the middle, I think, from what I just remember seeing, to screw the tin to. See, purlin back then anyway, I think it still should be, is cheaper than square tubing, so that's probably why I ran purlin in the middle instead of another piece of 2-inch tubing. Pretty neat. Y'all are taking me back. This is where it all started. Which is why I'm extremely thankful for this shop that I am standing in today. Not that I don't have any complaints. I got lots of them. I need a bigger space. But I think it's awesome and cool to look back and remember where we all came from, you know. I remember my brother working on a project, was it a welding bed or a bumper maybe, in our grandpa's old hay shed. Welding hay shed, like, that's safe. But that's what he had at the time, you know. It's just cool and humbling to kind of like keep record and just remember where you came from. You know, Kayla and I have often struggled between, you know, that line of being grateful for what you have, but also continuing to grow, because, I mean, that's the goal, right, is to be successful in whatever ways, whatever successful means to you. So I don't think we should be ashamed of that, but I love looking back and seeing what I started with, you know, and I think it's a nod to, any of you looking to get started, like, don't let anything stop you. The world's full of opportunity, and if you really, really want something, you won't let anything stand in your way. I've talked about that in the past, about being stubborn, and I think if you funnel that stubbornness into something good for your, for what you do for a living, or what it could be, that's one of the blessings in coming from less or nothing or whatever. I know there's people out there that come from way, way less than what I had. I mean, I'm super thankful for what I had growing up. It's all in perspective, right? If you don't get anything else out of this video, hear me out when I say this. The world is full of opportunity, and you can do what you want to do. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you can do it. As long as you're doing and sharing, like I do every Friday, sharing what you do, visiting with people about it, doing good work, and as long as you're doing it, opportunities will come your way, and as long as you're treating people right also. I just think some of us get overwhelmed with the bigger picture, and because of social media, we see people doing good and we kind of forget what they went through to get there. So I think this is a nod to starting from the bottom, start with what you have, where you're at, and just start doing. You can do it. You just got to start doing it. I can't find my words right now, but I hope you get something out of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support. Go check out arosswelding.com. Thanks again for watching, and remember, learn something every day. Oh man.